Guys, we just got some lollies. Vanessa's here. She's back. How are you, mate?
Hi guys, how you going?
Yeah, man.
How you
Are
going?
you good? You had a good day?
Yeah, I'm actually really puffed out from those stairs. We just moved into this new house that's got like 3 levels.
Flynn didn't even know like anything to say bad about the house.
It's a pretty nice house.
I think
You hate everything, so like how can you complain? You literally have water views right there.
yeah. What about the front? I
Like,
don't like the colour of the harbour bridge.
You literally have the harbour bridge over there, like the view of the harbour bridge, and then on the right, water views, like, and you have the nerve to complain.
I just don't like the colour that they painted the harbour bridge.
What colour did they paint it?
Grey.
Did they?
I wake up every morning. I'm like, fuck this harbour bridge. No, I look at it and I'm like, why the fuck didn't they paint it blue, red, yellow, green? It's fucking grey. It's rusty. The thing's old.
It's metal.
It's 80 years old.
It's metal. Like, what else would you do?
The
Maintenance for that? If it was a colour, you'd have to repaint it like every week.
My great uncle, he was born on the day that the harbour bridge opened.
I thought you were going to say he was born on the harbour bridge.
No, he was conceived on the harbour bridge as well. So what happened was him and his mum. No, not him and his mum. Sorry.
What?
So the mum and the dad were driving along in a bus. It was like one of them combi RV buses, and they were driving along so this was back in 1978, and they were fucking sliding along. Like the dad was drifting and just rooting the mum. And then that's where he was conceived.
Right.
Shout out Uncle Donnie. You know that whole story was bullshit, eh?
Yeah. Well, I don't even think it was like a little bit believable because it was so bullshit.
Guys, welcome back to the channel. It is your boy Luke on 23 and Vanessa
Sierra.
And Vanessa Sierra. I'm doing the intro. Vanessa can shut the fuck up.
Well, actually, today I'm
I do
taking
the intro?
over.
Can I do the intro and then let you get back to it? Just zip it. Shh. Like, I'll do the intro.
I'm getting excited.
All right, just wait. So, guys, it's your boy Luke on 23. Welcome back to the... See? You made me all weird now because you cut me off. Just when I do the intro, Logan Paul doesn't get interrupted in his intro by anyone. I've got to introduce you. So, guys, it is Luke on 23, your boy, and we're back with another fucking... program, podcast, or porno. I don't know. But make sure you hit subscribe. Also, give this video a like. It's going to be a fucking good video. We have Vanessa Sierra on the show today, and it's going to be a bit of a crazy one today. And also, guys, this is a Luke on 23 show, the best podcast in Australia, and soon to be the best podcast in the world. Anyone else got a podcast in Australia? Get on my level. Now, what are we doing today?
Well, today we're going to swap positions.
So I'm going to be in doggy and so I'll be on all fours and then you'll be...
I walked straight into that one.
You'll be walking into something else in a minute. A big fucking round thing that's long and...
Brown?
Round.
Oh, I heard brown. I was like... Ooh.
So what we're doing, we're going to change and Vanessa's going to be interviewing me about my story.
So today I'll be your host and... Welcome to my co-host today, Mr. Luke, 23.
It's not Mr., it's Doctor.
Doctor of what?
Gynecology.
Oh, that's kind of... How you going?
Am I meant to be saying that to my girlfriend?
No.
I'm the doctor of gynecology on your gynecologist. Ecology thing. No?
All right, so Luke.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to start. Like,
hello?
Tell us about you.
About me?
Yeah.
About what?
Your life. Like, where did it all start?
I was born out of my mum's gynecology, and then where do you want to start? Like, what are you?
Well, I want to learn who is Luke Owen 23. Where did you come from? What sort of?
I come from my mum.
Created this.
Yeah, when mommy cat and a daddy cat love each other very, very much.
Let's start right from the start. Your first memory.
My first memory, getting thrown through a wall. This is going to be a very interesting podcast because all right, try and take me serious, but then I don't know, if that's fucking possible. Let's try and stay on track as well. So you want to see?
You're asking a lot here.
Okay, my first memories are probably growing up in Eds.
In where?
Eds, Campbelltown. That's where I grew up.
What's Eds?
It's a very, you
Oh,
can't,
it's
it's a suburb, but it's
Okay.
a very like sketchy, like you got to like, well, yeah, that's right. That's my first memories, Eds. That house. One day what we done, we got a cat, me and Wes, and we actually swung the cats, wild cats, so they had to be eliminated. And we didn't know any better too. Like, do you know when you do weird shit like when you're younger? I just remember, like, this is one of my first memories, just swinging this cat up against a brick wall by the tail.
Wow.
This was 25 years ago, so no one can hold that against me, can they? Or is that illegal?
When you're a kid.
Did he come on a cat?
What?
I don't know. All right, so
That hit me right there. Like,
did it?
Yeah, that was heavy as fuck.
Well, fuck, I don't know. Another memory that one of my other first memories that I've got is my mum with just bags of weed, big black bags of weed, just slinging it out the door.
What do you mean, slinging it out the door?
She was making cash.
So your mum was selling weed when you were a kid?
She was a drug dealer, yeah.
Was she? So how old was your mum when she had you?
I think she would have been 19.
Okay.
So she was out shagging pretty early. I think, yeah, she had my younger brother. She had my older brother, sorry, when she was like 17. So she was like a 16 and pregnant mum.
Yeah.
God loved my mum.
So it's you, your older brother. Do you have any other older siblings?
Nah, it's
No.
Joel, then me,
And then?
and then a fuckload more. Can we not kind of get into how many siblings and the names? I've got 7 siblings, and they're all younger than me but one.
Okay,
Which
so
is
your
Wes.
mum had Joel when she was, so she would have been 17 because Wes is older than you.
Yeah, 2 years.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Yeah.
So my mum had me when she was 19 and my older brother when she was 17 as well.
So same thing. So your
we've
mum
got,
was
like-
out there shagging like my mum. They're pretty young just getting shagged. You think like 30 years ago, was 17 all right to be getting shagged? When did they start banging?
I mean, like,
You know what I'm saying? Like they're having kids at 17.
well, I think most kids start to have sex when they're like 15, 16,
Yeah.
like that sort of age.
Yeah, but having babies? Like, I'm still learning. I don't even think I'm mature enough to have a kid, and my mum was swinging them out at 17.
Yeah, I mean, I guess some people don't know much better.
Just before we continue on this story, I love my mum so much. She's a queen. She's like, you know, like this is all. I'm going to joke about shit, but mum, if you're watching this, do not fucking take offense to anything. We love you so much. We're super proud of where we are. We're super proud of where you are. And yeah, I just want to put that out there.
And I've also met Luke's mum, and I think she's amazing as well. So
Yeah.
I'll put that out there as well.
Yeah, thank you. Just
to
so,
back-
mum,
just to
if
back
you
you.
don't get emotional, but I'm going to be funny on this podcast. And she used to, after that, yeah, she used to king hit me.
To be fair, like if I raised you, I probably would as well.
I needed one of them metal grinders to like just be fucking squashed or something. Like I need to sort my shit out.
Like I'm considering maybe not having kids with you just because like I feel like raising
They'll
our
have
kids
big
would
trumpets on them, eh?
I mean, I think that would be the least of our worries.
What, the big trumpets?
Yeah.
Imagine they start shagging at 5 or something.
Well, they can't. Do you even get a boner when you're 5?
Like when I was asleep at 5, I used to fucking wake up.
No, you did not.
Flynn, I need some, bro. Do you get boners when you're 5 and shit?
You don't hit puberty until you're like, I'm sure you hit puberty late because you're very immature. So you would have hit puberty when you were like 14 or...
I'm just going to let you know, I was getting boners way before then.
What? 7?
Yeah.
Guys, comment down below because...
I don't know, yeah. Comment down below when you first got your first boner or flicked your beam because I think, yeah, I wasn't wanking till I was, like, yeah, when I was wanking, like, that was like 12. I remember fucking finding Pornhub, just started whacking it, and I didn't even know what all this white shit was going to, this white shit just started flying out.
Did you freak out?
I was like, wow, what the fuck? It's on my eye and shit, and I didn't know what to think. I was like, oh, what's it? It tastes like fucking strawberries. And then, anyway, I think we got a bit sidetracked there. So where it all started with me.
Holy shit, okay.
Okay,
Back to
so
where it started.
I grew up in Campbelltown. Went to a lot of primary schools. I remember that. And then I actually went to Docs. My mum actually couldn't handle me. I was fucking crazy.
You went to what?
Docs. So it's like how do I explain docs? Like it's like a government funded thing for parents that can't like. I was like legit. I'm
Parents
not
that
gonna
can't
lie.
control their kids.
Yeah, like so my mum, she could control all my other brothers and sisters, but me, I used to legit like headbutt brick walls, rip hair out. Like I used to fucking get my hair and go bang, like rip it out and shit.
What, because you didn't want to do what your mum told you?
Yeah,
Why did you behave like that?
Yeah, so probably because of that. And I remember if she used to leave the house or whatever without me, I would scream like until she got back. I'd be crying, hitting myself.
Were you always like that? Like, did that ever stop? Like,
I think I still do it now. Like I'm not now arguing. Oh, fuck me. I think it's just like a psycho thing. Like, and yeah, it's fucking for anyone else that can relate to this. I'd be interested, like, to get people on that. I don't know. I think it's something to do with mental illness and shit like that. Like, there's, I see a psychologist still to this day, and you know, like I realized that my upbringing and stuff was very traumatic, and yeah, it's interesting how some people have depression, anxiety and stuff like that. But I feel like that all comes from your roots, where you're born.
oh, absolutely. So back to your roots,
Yeah.
back to the house where you grew up.
Yeah.
What was that like?
Housing mission.
So you grew up in Housing Commission.
Yeah, Samuel Place in Eds.
Holy shit.
Go back, go look at it.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know if it's done up now, but fuck, that's a chat. Like, no offense to anyone that lives there, but yeah, I grew up right in there. And then our next, I just recall our next move. So yeah, I used to go to preschool and shit and just always just fucking hate people there. Like, I think I've always just not really liked people, or like just always wanted to be around people that I know. I don't like randoms and shit.
Yeah.
So like in school and that, I didn't fucking like it. I didn't like preschool. I didn't like school. Didn't like any of that. So we went from Samuel Place, Eds. That was when I'm very young. Now we've moved out to Tarmore, Bargo, Picton, so southwest Sydney, and that's kind of where you can now ask me a lot of questions, because that's where, I don't know, you kind of get older. So 10,
how old were you? So you were around 10 o'clock.
Yeah,
It was around 10 o'clock.
No, it was 11 o'clock when I moved there. Yeah, it was 11 a.m. when I moved. No, I was about, when we moved there, I reckon maybe 8, 9.
Yeah. Okay. And what was high school like? Like, were you in any cliques? Like, were you like...
What are cliques?
Cliques, like, you know, the cool kids, the nerdy kids, like... What?
Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone that's watching this from high school, but we had a fucking crew. Yeah, we had a decent crew. Like, I don't know, I think Wes has always had this thing of, like, getting a crew together, a team and shit.
Yeah. And,
like, yeah, we'll definitely, like, probably some of the younger cunts in the school, but just, like, we didn't get fucked with, yeah.
So what would your group be? So you know how you have...
Footy in a mixture of, like, the footy skate park group.
Yeah, so you were in, like, the sporty kids group.
Yeah. But, like, also the drug cunts and the cunts that had some ticker and would run the ball a bit, you know,
the
like
naughty
fucking,
kids.
Yeah, get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we'll go and smoking weed at high school.
The ones who wag school.
Yeah, wag school. Fucking I remember walking into this is one of the bad things. So I'm not racist at all, but like in high school, I remember in history class, I walked in stoned as fuck. I remember we actually had an Aboriginal teacher.
I'm cringing before you even tell this story.
I am not racist. Like, I've got so much respect for the Aboriginal culture and that stuff. But with this one thing, it was a fucking bad mistake by me. And I was young. Like, we all correct ourselves. And I'd never say this now, but we had an Aboriginal or Koori teacher. And the girl that so this girl got smart with me. I could name her name, but I'm not going to. And she got smart with me. I don't think she was Aboriginal, but she was darker. Oh, and I said, shut up, Fredo. Holy fuck. No, I'm telling you, like, so the teacher was Aboriginal, and I swear she almost killed me. But yeah, I was just fucking, that was the type of shit. We were just getting stoned. I was blazed as this chick was going off me. I just said, shut up, Abbo, and then fucking, it was all on from there. I think the teacher come for a swing.
I probably would have as well.
No, it was bad. Looking back at it now, I can't be doing that shit. Racism is not acceptable in any culture or against any culture, but that's just something that I remember at school.
And I think high school kids are really brutal as well. Like I remember my high schooling. I never bullied anyone, but some of the shit that was said to me, like, kids are fucking brutal.
When you're 16 and 17, you think you know everything, and you fucking I've got someone actually working on a pair of Aboriginal shoes right now, and like, because I respect that culture so much, I love their dot painting, NAIDOC Day and all that stuff, but yeah, I fucked up there. I don't know what led us into that story, but...
Well, I think it was more just asking what you were like in high school and like how that sort of went. So
yeah,
you didn't really like get bullied or anything.
Nah, never got bullied. Nah.
You were the bully?
No, I can't remember getting bullied, but I was definitely... had like in class and I didn't mix it up with everyone. Like I didn't like I had like I was probably in the kids that kicked back and the kids at the back of the class.
Yeah. Gotcha.
Sneaking UDL drinks in there and getting drunk and I can say a lot more, but I'm not because my girlfriend's next to me. I won't say that.
No, you've got it. Oh no, don't tell me. Just fucking hell. Yeah.
That could turn into
Getting
a punch.
Pissed off now.
Are you?
No.
No, it's a joke.
I'm kidding.
Like,
I'm
come on. No, like, you're in high school. You fucking... like, fucking... Yeah.
Anyway.
This can't start an argument. It's a podcast.
You were like a kid. Like, that was 10 years ago.
Yeah. So, in high school, we used to fucking love skate park. We used to... I don't know, it's weird from where I've ended up now to how I was in high school. Because I didn't know where I wanted to go.
Yeah. So did you finish school? Did you get expelled? I feel like you would have maybe.
Year 9, I got kicked out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made a screwdriver in metal class, walked straight out to a teacher and threatened her.
For what?
Give me all your money, bitch. No,
Really?
I didn't say give me all your money. I just swung it a few times.
Yeah.
Only a screwdriver, and then fucking bang, cops and shit rocked up.
Cops?
Yeah, well, it's
when you're in year 9.
Yeah, well, they need to make a fucking statement about that. Yeah.
Seems like it's bad, but it seems a little bit overboard.
Well, I think that I remember Wes. Like, I know this is about me, but I remember Wes 2 things he done. He dacked a chick in front of everyone.
A chick?
Pulled her pants down. Yeah.
What is wrong with you guys?
And I just don't know. And then another thing, he threw a fucking orange over the shade shelter, and I think put someone in a coma. So I don't think I was that bad.
What? I feel so sorry for your mum, like for the shit that you would have put her through.
Oh, like, yeah, I feel sorry for my mum too. She fucking, like, God love her that she's fucking put up with us for so long. Like, I remember she used to say.
And she still puts up with you.
Yeah, and she used to say this. Kids, get to fucking school. You're going to school because we hated school. In year 7, I had the most days off in my whole year. But I remember I used to, one day, we'll go on to school and I didn't want to go to school. So what I've done, we had a box trailer out the back, and I've just went and slept in the trailer all day and just walked back. Huh?
Wait.
No, blue one. Yeah, her mowing thing at the farm. Yeah, so I slept in the trailer all day. Didn't have phones and shit. You didn't have phones back then. You didn't have phones. It was 2009 or something. So you didn't have phones and shit. So I'm just kicking back. Like, I might have wanked in that trailer.
Stop.
Yeah, you didn't have phones and shit. So I might have imagination and then had a wank. Like, got some imagination in my head and then had a wank. Stop. I don't know if we can take this serious. Am I even fucking talking about serious shit?
No, this is good. All right, let's skip away from school.
Well, we're skipping heaps far forward through my life.
Well, I mean, I did my story. I didn't even speak about primary school.
Okay, I didn't do no more than 2 assignments in school. Me and this guy, James Petter, bashed someone with a guitar in school, in music class. Yeah, it happened in music. Well, there was guitars available. And he said,
how are you even angry or like have that sort of energy in music class?
Well, he said something about my mate's dad, and his dad actually committed suicide. And then me and Petter were like, let's get this cunt. And then like we ended up waiting until the teacher left the classroom and flogged him with a guitar. No, we flogged him with a guitar. So the guitar wasn't even alive still. Like it was smashed.
The guitar alive?
No, like it wasn't like.
I'm just imagining a guitar with legs like.
No, but you know how a guitar's in working
condition, yeah.
Yeah, this was fucking timber everywhere. You know, it was like a wrestling match on this guy.
So how was the guy after? Like, did you
Oh, fuck, guitars don't kill people, but it was crazy, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I think we took out 2 guitars, not one.
So you didn't get expelled for that, but you got expelled for the screwdriver.
No, well, we threatened him and said if he says anything, like, we threatened him and said if
what I'm asking is, how did you not get kicked out for that? Like,
we,
how did you
threatened
continue?
him and said don't say anything to the teacher. Another thing, we threatened the whole class. We used to run up Mr. Knox. He would write a whole. He had not just one whiteboard. He had 3 whiteboards. Yeah, this cunt got
Flynn's
2.
just cracking. You guys can't see, but Flynn's just cracking.
Listen
up.
to this part. This cunt had 3 whiteboards. You know how a normal classroom has 1 whiteboard?
Yeah.
This cunt had 2 more whiteboards put in. He liked writing that much. So anytime we got a chance and he left the room, bang, fucking rubbing all of his writing off, and he had a bit of dementia. So he'd forget. He'd go, guys, did I write this? And I can't fucking write for shit. I'm illiterate. So I'm like, nah. I said to the whole class, do not fucking say one word. Bang. Made him write it out all again and then made him leave the room, rub it all off.
Like, if I was a teacher,
I feel sorry for us as well. No, we had the right 3 boards. Fuck that. Why was this cunt making us write that much? That's not acceptable. Mr. Knox, pussy. Knoxy.
R.I.P. Mr. Knox. Is that the milk one?
He's not dead, is he?
How does this whole party mix not have a single milk bottle?
I'm not too sure. I think we need a podcast, not milk mix.
Sorry.
We don't need to be looking for here, have that one. That's almost like milk.
Nah, yeah.
No, it actually
It's like pineapple flavor. Nah.
It's good.
I think they can hear you chewing.
Can they? Oh.
That's the worst sound.
No, comment down below if you hate this sound.
Oh, stop. I'm like cringing.
If someone eats near me like that,
You're going to get unsubs for that.
Really?
Yeah.
No, guys, make sure you smash the subscribe button. Also, give us a massive like. We've got like 10K views on the first episode and 2K or something on the second. We're on fire. Guys, comment down below if you're enjoying this. Yeah, so what do you want to did you need to write down notes?
No, because I'm learning about you. Like, half these stories I haven't even heard, so I'm learning about Luke. I'm just asking sort of as we go.
Yeah.
And now I can't stop making that noise and it's like stuck in my head.
Well, I'm keen as to get on Joe's podcast. I think that's tomorrow afternoon because I think he's going to get really deep with me. Yeah. I think we're just gliding over it and having a chat.
Yep.
But I think that one's going to be, I think he writes down notes and stuff.
Oh, all right. We may as well just fuck off then.
We might as well not because he's fucking funny as. I hope it is. So, yeah, what else have you got going on?
So, all right. So, you were a shit kid in school. You're a brat.
I wasn't a brat. Brats have got all the money and shit. We used to sell weed to make money. So we're on the hustle.
So what happened after school? You got kicked out in year 9. Did you start a trade? Like, what did you do?
Went to TAFE, tried a metal course. I done that for a few weeks and then I done one day of welding. And it was a 30-degree day. Bang. Said, see you later. Never doing that shit again. I don't like that shit. Like, I don't fucking... oil over your hair. Like, fuck that, seriously. So I was like, Mum, I'm not going to that. I was 16, living in Glenfield at this time. I remember I was a fucking cunt to my mum at this time. Like, I'm sorry to her about that. 1 second. I was smoking weed at this time.
From your mum's? Or
yeah, she
your
did.
mum's supply?
No. No, mum wasn't slinging back here.
So just when you were like really young, she was doing that.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, well, not the cops. I hope the cops can't come back. Like, there's no. It was a long time ago. 20 years ago. She was.
Yeah, everyone sells a bit of stuff.
Yeah,
when
I was
they're
pushing,
like 19 and stuff.
Yeah, 100%.
Everyone does it.
Yeah, I was. So when I was 16, I was pushing a bit of bud, and then no, I wasn't pushing bud at this time. I was just smoking it. Get my mates to come hang out. We'll go to TAFE, then smoke it, like that was just a thing, dropping acid.
Acid at TAFE?
No, LSD. No, when we were about 15 or something, we were on acid and shit.
You're doing acid at 15?
Yeah. It was fucking terrible. Like, I'd rather do it when my mind was a bit developed, but it was probably like, fucked up. That's Mickey's house.
Damage there.
So I was in Glenfield at this point, about 16, and then
so is that out near Campbelltown still? Is
15 minutes. So it's right near Liverpool. And then so I got out of TAFE, and then where'd we move? We moved to Minto. And then we've went from Minto, and then like I was pushing by that time, just slinging, fucking playing heaps of Call of Duty and stuff.
You're making big bucks.
I never really worked. No, I didn't work until I was 18.
So what was your first like proper job?
Okay, hold on, wait. So this is getting into it. So we go from the Minto house. There's not really a story behind that except for just slinging buds, smoking weed, playing Call of Duty, getting a Prestige 15 on Black Ops 1.
I hear that like 10 times a day.
Okay. So the next thing is from there, then we go to Tamil, Mickey's house. And then I just kept slinging weed.
Who's Mickey?
One of my mates. He's a good mate.
All right.
Shout out to you, Mick. I lived there for about 5 years. I didn't pay rent at all. I slept in his room on the ground for 5 years.
So wait, take a couple of steps back. When did you move out of home? Like how old were you?
It's a weird one because like, so it's confusing there because when I was about 12, 13 in year 7 or 8, we used to stay at Mickey's. Okay. I was just always there. Like, so I was like Mickey's mum's second son.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we've went from that to then me and Wes going and doing our own thing. Me and Wes have kind of been always together.
Yeah.
Like it's been weird times when we haven't been like kicking back, you know what I'm saying? Like we're just those brothers that just hang out all the time.
I mean, even now you're still like that.
Yeah, we hang out, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh Wes, what are you up to? Like we live together. We've had 4 or 5 houses together. And it's just, and it just works like that. Like, oh yeah, it's just always worked like that. So we'll kind of, Wes was at Mickey's as well. Like so this is.
And Mickey's mum didn't care about that.
Oh, Mickey's mum was crazy. Yeah. I won't say too much about that, but like, yeah, we had a lot of money at that point and just fucking smoking, dropping acid, parties. Like his house was the party house of when we were 12, 13. His mum would go away to his stepdad's every weekend, so we'd have the whole house. And she wouldn't just go, oh, kids, I'm leaving you $50. She would leave like $500-600.
Are you kidding?
No, I'm not lying. Like I've got so many of these crazy stories. So, and people will back it up too. This would be interesting to actually have Wes on a podcast with us because he'll back every story up. So what happened is we go from 12, 13 being at Mickey, stealing his stepdad's weed. His mum was going out to the stepdads on the weekends. So we'd have the whole house parties, all that shit going on, yeah? Fresh house, not giving a fuck. Then his stepdad started coming to the house on the weekend. So his mum goes, all right, boys, I'll get you a hotel. We're 13.
13 with a hotel.
We're 13 with a hotel and shit. Like kicking back, like shout out to Mickey. He's actually a good cunt. Like
what the hell did Mickey's mum do to afford that? Like that's
no. She actually worked at a skydiving centre. She was kicking back. There might have been a bit of inheritance and stuff involved, but at this point, yeah, it was just fucking sick. And she was a lovely lady. Helped us out so much. I'll probably have to shout her out and Mickey in that for who I've become today because it's all just a building process and that's what happened.
Well, it sounds like they had a pretty big part in your upbringing.
Yeah, every birthday and shit, I remember getting presents. I remember just fucking doing everything with them. Like, it was actually upsetting when I left Mickey's because I was there for, I think, 4 or 5 years. And I think his mum started wanting rent and I'm like, nah. I'm like, I think she wanted $70 a week, and I'm like, nah, fuck that shit. And then it went from there. And I've got all my, so they're Picton and Tamil mates, so like Gurns, Mickey, and all that. They're a huge part of my life. I've probably grown a lot from them and doing my thing, but like, yeah, they're like the boys from school that were just like there. I know their mums, I know their dads or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
they're just
Brendo
sort of and shit like that. Like there's a certain group of friends that are like, I'd classify them as like 10 plus year friends. And like you can jump on the phone and just have a chat and it'll fucking last for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like those friends that like you don't have to talk to for a while and then it's like.
It's just like you never seen, like you never had not seen them. Like they're just fucking there. And like I've got a few of them mates. They're not around my house now or whatever. But if I said, Mickey, bro, like come out, he'd just come kick back. And he's just, guy just kicks back. Or Brendo, I went and got on the piss with him a few months ago. That was sick.
Yeah.
So
let's go back to your story. Like, so
I get guys just early. I get really sidetracked, and I've got ADHD. So if it's hard to keep up with me, I'm fucking sorry.
I'll try to pull you back in line. So you've lived at Mickey's house for a little bit.
Yeah.
You weren't working. What was your first job?
Okay, so I would say eventually. So it's a weird thing. So I was at Mickey's, but not moved in. Then moved to Minto, Glenfield, and all that shit. And then after Minto, I've moved back to Mickey's. So then I actually moved in. At that point, we needed to make money. So we kept slinging buds to all the locals in Tamworth. We were fucking running the place. I'm telling you, like, we were legit ass cunts. And people, like all the older boys and shit, we had chronic shit coming in. Like, yeah, I was on the little push bike. Didn't have my license at this point. On the push bike, just slinging buds. And then we're like, fuck this, let's make some more money. His mum ran the skydiving centre. I won't mention what skydiving centre, but she ran a skydiving centre. So we were slinging buds plus running the cafe of the thing. So we're making some all right cash. We're making fucking toasties, juices and all that shit. And that was my first job. All
right. And you actually held that job down for a bit?
Yeah, I think for 6 months. Like as a first job, like that was all right.
I mean, for you, that was really good because you couldn't last a couple of days before that.
Yeah, that's it. So, well, that was my first job. So I'd done that, and then I had kind of, where'd I go? So, then I just went back to slinging buds. Fucking got over the whole juice bar shit, and then got my P's, and then I moved back out here.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Where did I move, but? Oh, yeah, moved to my exes.
Your exes?
Yeah.
Was it a similar situation as me, where you like break up while you're still living together?
Huh? Are we broken up?
No, with my story.
What's your story?
How I moved in with my boyfriend.
No, I'm not going to really touch on that whole ex thing and shit. Like, I'm not going to, because there's not really, so that was like for 3 years there. And I don't know, I can't really, like, I don't want to get into that conversation, especially with my girlfriend. Like, that's probably a weird thing. So we'll skip all of that, but I'm living back in Campbelltown now.
Okay. And what were you doing there? Like still doing skydiving?
No. So I've just worked, just had job to job, bit of Centrelink here and there. I think when I done a lot of like, just like fucking, I had mates that were just like builders and shit. And like, I was never a person to like look for a trade or never thought about getting into a trade. Like 4 years of my life to do shit that you can learn off the internet and shit like that. Nothing against tradesmen or whatever, but I feel like in my mind, I never thought about that 4 years would be worth that.
Yeah.
In my whole, from the start, I never thought it. So I was always just on a journey of making money, and then I was going to make it.
Yeah.
That's how my fucking mind always worked. For as long as I can remember, I was always bound to do something, and I was just making money until that big thing made money.
And it seems like that's worked out pretty well for you. Like,
yeah, well, this social media shit, it was so interesting because we can go from just like, I'm not going to explain job to job, but I probably had about fucking 30 cars and 40 jobs within a couple of years there.
Yeah. So when did you start sort of getting into the whole social media thing? Like, where did that come from?
Okay, so we'll go from my job, and it was at my last job, which was my longest job, and I think it went for a year and a half. I can say their names on here, like the job, can't I?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's correct.
Just skip the names.
All right. So yeah, I was at this job where I was actually starting to get really like I was starting to really like. So all the other jobs were just casual, just messing around, and just I was hustling, and I was probably slinging a bit of shit on the side all the time.
As you do.
So I'm about 20 or 22 now. I know we've skipped a few years, but we skipped.
That's all right.
Yeah. So I'm about 22 now, I reckon, or 20, around there. And so what was I saying? So this last job was the big job where I had it for ages. I was full time. I had a fucking fluoro shirt. I had my name on my shirt. I thought, this is a go. I was earning about 13 to 1,500 a week. And I started thinking about this 5-year plan. Like that was where my mind was at. And if anyone's thinking about that shit now while you're watching, don't think about that. Like, I don't feel like people should ever plan, because I think you start really working yourself out. And I see it with a lot of people at 25, 23 to 25 are different years of your life. Because you mature. So you think about this. So you go from 18, drinking and shit. So you go from 17, 16 with a missus or whatever, and then drinking from 18. You break up usually from your long-term relationship because you want to go clubbing and shit goes south there. This is how a lot of people's lives work. So when they get 18, they break up and then they drink and their mind's fucked. Then you do that for a few years or whatever. Most people, I fucking watch it all the time. People can disagree with me, but I see so many people do this shit. So they do the clubbing scene, and then after that scene is where they start maturing and you see people after that scene start developing different skills and a better mindset and shit.
So you're saying that people shouldn't be making 5-year plans?
Nah, not at all.
You don't think they should maybe set goals or anything like that?
It depends, because like society these days, and it's hard because I'm saying the minority. So not everyone. There's chicks and guys out there that come up and they don't drink and party and shit. Yeah. But I feel like for that partying fucking the society does it. Society does this. From 16 to 18, you're in a relationship. It'll be your first love kind of thing.
I mean, I think everyone's sort of different, but yeah, like...
I'm not going to... Yeah, you can say what you want to say, but this is just what I'm coming across, and a lot of people are going to relate because I always fucking see it. So 16 to 17 is your relationship that like it's fucking... I don't know how to explain it, but it's just so relatable, and I see it always happen. Then they get to 18, that relationship breaks up, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Then you start getting into the clubbing and party scene. Now, you do that for as long as you want, but after that bit, that's when you start growing and developing your mind and looking at the,
So basically what you're saying is, like, once you've gotten past that stage, that's when you should start your planning.
People start changing their careers and everything.
Yeah.
I see it all the time. I've got that many mates that are tradesmen.
Yeah.
But you know what they do, eh? They're straight out of that trade. As soon as they're done, they don't stay in it.
But that's normal. The average person changes their career that many times before they actually, and that's in any sort of industry, whether it's a trade, whether it's in anything. People like us, who are probably going to stay in social media for quite some time, probably won't change as much. But people in like normal jobs and stuff, I think will always sort of chop and change as they learn and grow.
But what I'm saying is, I'm not like trying to debate you on this. I'm just saying, like, people after that stage of their partying and their heartbreak and all that, then their mind starts to get clearer and they start to build and build fucking clothing brands, YouTube channels, a business, a coffee shop, stuff like that. That's where I'm trying to go. Like,
so back to your story before we get too sidetracked.
Okay, so what I was saying was I wasn't getting sidetracked. I was continuing that, but so when I was in that job with that plan, but I was still partying and fucked up in the mind, I got loans out. A lot of people get loans out at this point in their life. They fucking seep into a loan. They can't afford to pay it because they're not fucking stable in their living or their work, or, you might be full-time but you're living, or this and that fucking happens. So I got out 2 loans. I got a fresh motorbike and I got a fucking car. And I was almost thinking about going bankrupt at one point because I went...
So this is while you had a job, obviously.
So this is why I had a job, but I wanted to chase something else. That was social media. So what happened was I've got these loans, and these loans have held me the fuck back in my mind because I wanted to go, all right, I want to fucking quit this shit. I want these loans. Why are they all ringing me and they're wanting $300 a week? And I want to fucking I want to focus on the side hustle and start building, but I couldn't because these loans just wanted, like, if I didn't have the loans and didn't have a job, but a bit of Centrelink to build towards this side hustle, it would have been much easier. It's the fucking truth. Like, I'm just speaking straight truth from what happened to me. So I had these loans.
You're telling everyone that they should not have any loans, not have a job, stay on Centrelink until they...
Not at all. I'm 100% saying be careful on loans at that age, and make sure your mind and shit's clear before you start locking yourself into these 5-year loans, 6-year loans, where they can completely hold you back and lock you in
And I can back that as well. Like
that's what I'm saying.
I opened a few credit cards when I definitely shouldn't have been allowed to have a credit card with X limit, but I ended up getting myself in like a $50,000 debt.
Yeah.
Managed to pay it off, but that's because I got lucky. Like at that age, if you get in a debt like that, like you can't pay that sort of money off.
Well, you think, yeah, that's
you get stuck in your job because you're too scared to quit and like make the repayments and stuff.
That's the I'm not going to go too much into it, but that's how people get locked in. They get locked in. They want a fucking good car to show the chick that doesn't give a fuck about them. They want a good house to show their mates that don't like a lot of mates and shit as well around that age disappear. A lot of like do you know what I'm saying? Like people grow up, and I'm just trying to let the younger kids that are watching this try and, I don't know, if I can fucking influence 1 or 2 kids out of this podcast, I'm fucking happy with that. Don't go rushing into loans. Don't go fucking trying to show off, because it ain't cool.
So what made you take that step from having a job to doing full-time social media? Like how did that transition happen?
All right, so we were living in a place called Camden. I was actually living with my mum. My stepdad was there we'd moved. So I lived on my stepdad's couch for a few years. I was on Centrelink. I was playing fucking football on the weekend. I'd go to mum, oh yeah, I'm going for a job. She'll be like, oh yeah, I'll see you at lunchtime. Because I'd walk out of the house, act like I'm going to keep this job, and I just knew I didn't fucking want it. So at lunchtime, I'd leave the job and go home and lay on this lounge. Out of all my mates, like I remember they used to, like I had some good mates, but they used to come and they're, oh Luke, you're still fucking living on your stepdad's lounge and shit. And I'm like, yeah, it's fucking, wasn't the best feeling. You're not having a girl around you at that point. Like you're living on a fucking lounge.
Like, you can't bring anyone over. Like,
no one's coming over. Your mates aren't coming over. So I went from that to then going, Mum, all right, I'm still in this full-time job. Mum, let's go sort of, like I'm going to get a house and you can move in and like, you know what I'm saying? And Kev as well can, we go into a bigger house. My mum has a fair few kids. So, I was trying to just space it out and make it work. And then it was very close, wasn't it, Flynn, to when we moved into that Camden house, that our stepdad, which is actually like a massive like fucking rock in our life, and like it was the trippiest thing, but like Kev was like a guy that you'd never fucking realize this, and I hope I'm trying to like portray that as well as how he acted, which is like, say Wes 20 minutes ago called me, oh, where's that service place? Or Luke, like if someone wants help, they call me. You know what I'm saying? And this was Kev. And this was, so Kev actually passed away from a heart attack in 2016, right when we moved into that Camden house. I remember what we were doing, we're having chicken schnitzel for dinner. And Mum and Kevin that were there, we were all there, weren't we, Flynn? And we had chicken schnitzel. I remember the fucking night so clearly. And I actually had an argument with Mum in front of Kev. And then I've just went, fuck yous, I'm going to bed kind of thing.
Yeah.
Walked into my room, got up the next morning, went to work, and then like, I don't know, 10 a.m., 11 a.m., Mum called me fucking bawling her eyes out, like just crazy. Like I've never heard my mum cry like this, but yeah, she's gone, Kev's fucking, he's dead. And I'm like, what? Like me and my mum joke a lot, and I'm like, what the fuck are you, like, what are you on about? And I just remember, Mum called me bawling her eyes out, and like, I'm not going to cry right now because I'm strong as a person. I've trained myself like not to, for it to fuck with me. But this guy was like no other, like if you want your mum to be with a guy, it was Kev. Like the guy was just so generous, so fucking like never would do something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he's I remember not even talking to my boss, just driving like that white car I showed you earlier.
Yeah.
Drove that quickly to the house and just fucking seen my stepdad there. First time I ever seen a dead body, and hopefully the last. But I remember just like that there, like really fucking like you can't have that happen to you, and you can't like shaking your stepdad's hand and like feeling like he's cold hands and just stiff, like, you know, he was stiff as fuck, and you never forget that you know, like, this life is fucking crazy, and you know, like, that's why I make so much effort to go, like, not always, you can't always hang around people, but like when important days are on, you go and see your family, go fucking make sure you're around them. You know what I'm saying? And that was my turning point in my life. I was probably drinking every weekend, getting hammered from like Thursday to fucking Sunday sessions, calling into work, oh fuck this shit. And then as soon as that happened, I stayed in my room for 3 months. After that, like his funeral and shit, we carried his coffin and that was a fucking massive privilege. The family argued over his money and all that, and that just makes me fucking sick. But yeah, that's probably the biggest turning point in my life, where it's like, you know, that was, it made me who I am, like 100%, like that thing, like good on Kev, rest in peace to him. But yeah, that was fucking big, you know.
I'm so sorry that you had to go through.
No,
that.
that's
like
all right.
I've said that before.
It's not even about being sorry. Like, it's like he lived a fucking sick life, and he lived a life where he didn't give a fuck about anyone, and he done whatever he wanted. He bought like this, like he bought, like, he had like 10 generators. He was one of them people just on eBay just sussing shit out. And I'm like, bro, like, you've got like, he's like, man, I need another generator. And I'm like, bro, you got 10 outside, you know, like fucking.
A little bit like you.
Hold on, wait, look. Oh, check this boat out. Check this boat out. And I'm like,
100% like you.
But I'm like, Kev, you've got 4 boats outside, bro. And he's like, hold on, wait, we've got an F350 here. I'm like, Kev, you haven't finished that one you're working on now. So he had all these fucking, when he passed away, he had so much shit that was like, not shit, it was fucking treasure. But like, yeah, so so we'll move on from Kev, rest in peace, but I stayed in my room for about 3 months.
Well, you know what I've noticed about you, just on that topic? I've noticed that, like, when you argue with people, you never leave them on bad terms.
Nah,
and that's,
fuck that.
That's probably one of the big things. Like, that's, now I understand why you are the way you are, because
clean up an argument straight away. Because say if you argue with your brother, sister, mum, grandma, whatever, and they go fucking have a head-on crash, what are you going to do? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's that argument really about? Like, what, some fucking some washing up, or, you know, that type of shit? Get over it, put it under the rug, have a talk about it, but fucking never be like that person that drags that grudge on, you know what I'm saying? So with that motorbike loan, I actually got that, I was grieving, and me and Kev were meant to go for a ride that weekend. I was getting my L's. And he fucking passed away on the Thursday. I had my motorbike license on the Friday. And I went and got it done for him. And I went and fucking got a bike. I went and financed the bike straight away. I got this fucking red and white bike, tributed it to him. He went for the Dragons, and I went, I'm going to do this ride that he told, like, that we're going to do, me and him. Yeah. I went and done the ride on my own.
Yep.
I'd done some weird shit on my own at that point. So 3 months went by from like the month before November to New Year's. So yeah, so his passing happened, and then you start becoming sober, and just like, I stayed in my room for 3 months. Flynn was there and stuff like that, and this is so unlike me. I remember New Year's Eve that year. What did I do? I went and I rode my bike. Just me and Kev all cruising straight into the Harbour Bridge, parked the bike up, and just sat there and watched the Harbour Bridge fireworks on my own. Like, shit like that. And that wasn't me. I'd never do that shit before that. Yeah, and then I just grew sort of as a person. I just built as a person, and I built from that. I started researching mentors. Wes was there, just fucking Wes is crazy. Flynn, that's why Flynn lives with us now, because the next part of the story, well, I'd done a lot of things right then on my own and was just like numb. And
so then that's sort of when you started to do the social media stuff, like filming videos.
So I remember I crashed my car. I got a payout. And when I say everything happens for a reason, it's the fucking most interesting thing. I had money, and I was working. I had money, and I remember it was January 6th, 2017, I think it would have been. Or 2016. It was one of them years. I might be getting them muddled up here, but it was when I was 23. Luke Erwin 23, right? And that's why I've always got that number on the end. That number's powerful as fuck. Like, there's powerful people. Jordan, Buddy Franklin, Cooper Cronk winning the 2017 grand final, all had 23 on their back. There's a lot more 23 things, and it's powerful as fuck. But I started social media when I was 23, and I never got into it as a thing where it was like, oh yeah, I want to make money. I was like, fuck, these videos are sick. So me and Flynn, we grabbed the camera down. I fucking buy everything. I buy shit and I don't use it. I always buy shit. Buy cars. I sit in there.
Can confirm.
Yeah, I'll buy fucking
I have to deal with the aftermath of that, by the way.
Yeah, I bought a $60,000 car the other day and just don't know why I bought it. But anyway.
What was it, like, regret the next day I had to cop it?
I'm starting to like it, but
I don't mind it. I think it's good. It's a little crew van.
Yeah, it's good. So we went from January 6th. I remember driving down to Kiama. I said to Flynn was 14 at this stage, and I said, bro, let's make a video. And he's like, yeah, let's go. And Flynn's like a fucking nerd whiz at fucking YouTube, like a weapon, like knows how to do whatever you need to do, but it will just take 3 weeks to get to you. He's lazy as fuck. So yeah, he goes, yeah, let's do this shit. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And I think we we're both kind of grieving at the same time and just looking to move forward in life and what was the next big thing. And so right there and then we went and I started doing not Bear Grylls, but just adventure waterfall videos where it was like, all right, so we're gonna like.
Were they like vlogs?
They were vlogs, yeah, Flynn. Yeah, they were 100% vlogs, and I went and bought a drone, went and bought a GoPro, all this fucking shit. Ideas were flowing through my head. There was no pranks, and then what happened was, so we'd done 8 videos, and I noticed there was no traction. I'm like, fuck this shit. You know what I'm saying? Where's the views at, cunt? And then they're like, and then I remember,
just wanting that instant fame.
No, like not fame. We weren't in it for fame, but we're doing sick videos. But what's going on here? And then Wes goes, go out into the streets and sell a bull ant to the public. I said, let's go.
Sell a bull ant.
Yeah. So we sold a bull ant to the public. That was the first ever video that we done. I was wearing my red jacket that I've still got. I was wearing that, and I remember we uploaded it on Facebook, and it pumped out some views. Yeah. So it pumped out a few views, and then my next idea was no. So the next idea was mowing strangers' lawns. So I've rocked up. Well, I'm still working. I'm waiting for the weekend to film. Like, Flynn, you ready, bro? Like, fucking let's get it, bro. Getting me fluoros and shit. Just rock up the random cunts' houses, mow their lawn, and then get their reaction when they get home. And how'd that go? That went viral.
Did it? How many views?
I think 4 million or something.
4 million on your second Facebook video.
Well, it went viral. Yeah, we were sitting on the train on the way home. Me and Flynn, he's 14. I'm fucking like my 14-year-old brother's out there filming me. I felt so weird hanging out with my bro. Catch this prank, like get it, bro. Like, and I'm just I'm like rethinking everything. I'm like, I am the weirdest cunt right now.
So did Flynn edit all your videos?
Yeah, I never edited. I didn't know that. I don't have the fucking patience for that.
I was gonna say.
So yeah, Flynn would take days to edit them. And like, yeah, he was learning and shit. There was nothing like but he's put together. He was there. We actually got to 60 to 80,000 subscribers on YouTube together, and that's hard. This is actually going to be a part 2, and it'll be filmed tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I just want to quickly like outro it with So where was I? So
you made your first viral video, and then sort of from then it just.
Okay, so right there, we will talk about the next yeah, this is a start of social media. Guys, thank you so much for watching the Luca on 23 show. It is your boy Luca on 23 and Vanessa Sierra. This will be a part 2. I'm still yet to talk about all the social media. If anyone is dealing with any mental health or anything like that, remember Lifeline is there because we want to let you guys know that people are there. I know I just want to like let people know about mental health, and we're fucking there for you, and people love you, and I don't know, like, yeah, I just want to promote that in every podcast from now on.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, just remember you're not alone. Make sure you talk to people. Don't be ashamed to speak up, because you'd be surprised how helpful it is to just talk to someone about your issues, whether that be someone that's close to you, or if you don't really want to talk to someone that you know, then yeah, call Lifeline, or there are a few other support lines.
Yeah, I definitely want to start just letting everyone know at the end of these podcasts, mental health is very fucking real and important. Make sure you stay safe. Make sure you fucking stay social distance from people, and don't drink too much or do drugs. Love you guys. Luca on 23, Vanessa Sierra. Subscribe, turn on post notifications, and we'll see you next episode with social media of Luca on 23, yeah? Peace.